Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the DX Tarantula Knight Underground Guardian Weapons set from Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger. This is our new mecha here. This belongs to Spider Kumanos. It is God Tarantula that transforms into Tarantula Knight. And then it is a set because it comes with two of the Guardian weapons here. We have God Pede, who is a centipede, and then God Cicada, you guessed it, a cicada. So really nice artwork here on the front of the box. I think this looks really cool, and it shows you the three that are included here in this set. Up top here you have a nice pic of Spider Kumanos, as well as the same artwork from the front of the box. Down here again just showing you the three mecha that are included and some usual warnings and whatnot. And then over here on this side, again just showing you how God Tarantula can transform into Tarantula Knight. And then over here on this side, we have the two Guardian weapons, Cicada and Pede. And then over here on the back, showing you the combination of the three, as well as the combination of the main 14 mecha into Extreme Kingohger. So basically, you slap the spider on the back, you can see his feet just dangling. And that's how he becomes Extreme Kingohger. Sure. We'll get there. We'll take a look at all of that. But I love the artwork here on the box. I think this looks really cool. I'm going to go ahead and get everything out of the box here, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here are the three mecha out of the packaging. Now, obviously, God Tarantula here is the main draw. He is absolutely huge when compared to the other two. But here is Guardian Pede and Guardian Cicada. And I'll get back to these more a little bit later on. We'll take a closer look at them. But right now, we just got to jump right into God Tarantula in all his glory. He looks great. He really looks good. I still have trouble getting all of the spider legs to touch the ground at the same time, but I'm pretty close here. And just all in all, I think he looks really cool. The color scheme's great. You got white, you got kind of a really dark gunmetal gray, you got a lighter gray, some gold. I like the pop of kind of teal and purple here on the front, and then you have the red and the blue for the eyes. He's got his little mandibles down here. It's a great look. It really looks good. I like it quite a bit. So there's a ton of articulation with this, and we'll get into it more as we transform into the robot mode. But you can see that there's like a hinge here, so you can move this up and down. This is a hinge. There's a hinge here. This can kind of move side to side. This leg, I will admit, is kind of lame. You just have this one little piece, and it just kind of like, for the robot mode, folds against the leg. They want you to just kind of plop it out a little bit. It's fine. These are obviously going to be the feet in the robot mode, but they actually have this kind of neat little piece here. You can see the slot right there, so that comes in and kind of clicks into place. Kind of a softer click, but it clicks into place so that it'll stay in leg mode. But then you have a hinge here. Once that's clicked in, it's not really, meant to move, but like there's what will be the hips for the robot mode. So there's a ton of articulation going on, even in the spider mode, but especially once we get to the robot mode. But he just looks great. He really looks cool. I like him a lot. You got the spider abdomen here, kind of straight up in the back so it can shoot webs out of the tail. The tail, spiders don't have tails. In any case, you get what I'm saying here. He looks good. I like him a lot. Tons of articulation, great color scheme, and just all in all, very cool in Tarantula mode. But let's go ahead and get into the robot transformation. Transformation is honestly very simple and pretty much what you would expect. You're going to come around here to the back, and you can actually just slide this piece off. You can see that there is a piece right there that slides onto this track right there. So when you put this on, it just clips into place right there. This is the only piece that comes separate in the box. And then this guy's just kind of, splayed out so he fits. And then you just kind of have to get it into this configuration. But you're going to start off by just kind of bringing this back out of the way. You can kind of see that there's a little clip in there. And there's a clip right there so that this is going to come back and just sit in that. It doesn't really like snap in. It just kind of sits in there like that. Unless I'm missing something. But I really don't think it clicks in any more tightly than that. It just kind of stops about there. Then you're going to come down to the legs, and you're going to kind of just swivel this around as you bring this down. And you can kind of see the robot legs taking shape here. You're going to undo that soft click. That just pushes against that, and then you kind of just bring these down. Now you can leave it straight down. You can kind of pop it out to the back, whatever you personally like. That is one thing about this that I think is kind of neat. There's a lot of room for, I don't want to say customization because that seems too strong, but if you have a preference for how something is configured or displayed, you can absolutely move stuff around and just kind of put it in whatever kind of orientation you like. So there's a lot of movement for that. Let me pan this up. So at this point, I think we're going to rock this back ever so slightly, something like that. And then we're going to just bring this down. This is going to, which way does this go? Hold on, I have to orient this right. I think this goes, do I have to spin these? Now I'm confusing myself. No, that's right. Hold on. This rotates around. There we go. This comes up. I'm like, I know this sits up top here. So again, same thing with these. If you kind of want them to be up a little bit like this, you can do that. If you want this to kind of come all the way down and form really tight shoulders, you can do that. So you have a little bit of, you know, room to play with that. I kind of like to do this, but again, if you want them to be more kind of like over-the-shoulder attack pincers, you can do that too. But I think officially they're kind of supposed to be something like this. Then you're just going to take this piece and flip this around to the back. So once again, I will bring this down. This needs to flip. And then I can spin this, and there we go. That spins around. It's kind of intuitive. You can kind of just figure it out even without the directions. I think this actually goes about there. These, I don't really know what you're supposed to do with these. You kind of just leave them up. You can see here that the head is going to flip forward. There's just a little joint. Let me zoom in here so you can see this. It's just this little joint right here. So you just kind of bring that forward. And then, honestly, you can leave it like that if you want. I think that's actually kind of funny. But you're supposed to flip that visor up. And there you go. There is Tarantula Knight, fully transformed into his robot mode. And then you can take the tail piece here and pop it onto his hand if you want. It's a very simple, just large peg right there that just pegs into his hand. So if you want to give him his cannon. But yeah, he's cool. I like him a lot. This piece you can kind of just, like, it stops about there. You could leave it there. Now, honestly, if you want, you can take this and put this back here. So if you want to give him, you know, like a Beast Wars style full abdomen hanging off the back, you can totally do that if you want to store the weapon back there. But yeah, he's pretty cool. He's got tons of articulation. So the head is on a ball joint. You can look up. You can look down. You could even put the visor back down if you want. Almost like a welding shield or something like that. That's what it kind of reminds me of. You can look side to side. And I think the head sculpt is pretty cool. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer in here. But you have some really nice blue paint. And then silver for the face. I think that looks pretty cool. It's a simplistic kind of head sculpt, but I like it. You have a hinge here. Pretty much all the same joints we had in Spider mode, but you have the hinge here. This can move around. You have a bicep swivel. You have the elbow joint. I would say definitely over 90 degrees there, especially since this can kind of go all the way back, which is a little weird for the robot mode, but you can definitely do that. Nothing in the waist. You do have like an out to the side kick. Let me get the arm out of the way here. Kick about that far out because unfortunately this is kind of hitting into it. But you can kick it far forward if you kind of swivel as you kick it forward. So that's not too bad. You do have a thigh swivel there. You have really, really weird knee joints. You can do pretty much 180 out of the knee joints just because of the way they transform for the Tarantula mode. And then you have a ball joint for the ankle, so you can get nice ankle tilt so he can stand and the feet will sit very flat, which I really appreciate. But yeah, he's cool. Let's do a little size comparison here with Kingohger. So we'll bring Kingohger in here. I expect him to be a little shorter. Yeah, not a ton, but he's definitely a little shorter than Kingohger. Probably about a head shorter. A little bit more, but yeah, he's cool. I like him. Make sure he's standing flat there. We'll get Kingohger out of here for now. I really like the shoulder pads. I think that's kind of cool. And like I said, if you really wanted to make them more like, you know, pincing, almost like something Spider-Man would have, like the iron spiders kind of over the shoulder pincers, you could definitely do something like that. So like I said, there's a lot of options in terms of how you want the various pieces to be displayed, which I think is kind of neat. Like I said, you could store this on the back. You could bring these down if you want them to be a little bit more out of the way. You can kind of leave them back if you want. You can play with the shoulders. This is supposed to go back. But yeah, he's cool. I like him. Let's go ahead and take a look at our two Guardian weapons. Alright, so we have Guardian Pede, who is a centipede, and then Guardian Cicada. We'll start off with Guardian Cicada. I'll be honest, there's really not much going on with this. It's kind of the lamer of the two, in my opinion. I just think this guy's so much cooler. But you got these really nice silver wings here. You've got this little bit of teal. You've got these crazy bug eyes. So the way this comes in the box, and they show this on the packaging as well, you can kind of put the wings down like this. And I kind of like this. I almost feel like this looks like a shield. And I kind of like the look of that. But the way you're supposed to officially transform him is these sections here will swivel down 90 degrees, and then you're supposed to put these straight out. And I guess this is supposed to be some kind of like claw or bladed weapon. I don't know. That's not doing anything for me. I don't really like the look of that. I guess it's okay, but I just feel like it's not that exciting. I kind of like the look of the shield better, just kind of putting the wings down like this. And I almost kind of wish there was like a peg here that he could hold this like a shield. Now you can clip it onto the arm, which I'll show you in a moment. But yeah, I don't know. This one's just not that exciting to me. This guy, this is where it's at. We got Guardian Pede. He looks great. Love the color scheme. He's got tiny little red eyes down here. A lot of nice silver. He's got all these tiny little legs. Fantastic. His transformation is a lot of fun. So basically what you're going to do is turn this to the side. And then you can see there's these two little hinges here. And that's going to just become a chainsaw. That's right. Actually, I think this goes like this. That's correct. And it kind of looks like a chainsaw. Honestly, it's got the handle here. I just think that's hilarious. It's even silver on this side, so that it kind of just looks like the blade of the saw. It's honestly, it's simple, but it's kind of well done. It's not as effective from this side, but from this side, I feel like it actually does kind of look like a chainsaw. I think that's actually pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead, we'll bring Tarantula Knight in, and we will show off how these can connect. Alright, so first up, we will attach Guardian Cicada. Connects very similarly to how they connect to Kingohger. You just pop them on the arms here. So that's kind of like the shield motif. Unfortunately, it's not really the best orientation for a shield, I will admit that. But you could maybe try to bend the arm this way if you wanted to, because it does kind of bend the opposite way. It's going to look really weird, but you could kind of do a shield or something like that. Definitely looks weird from the side, but we'll take this back off. Come on now. Let me bend this back. There we go. And then I'll show the official configuration where you're supposed to bring these down and bring these forward to make this kind of bladed weapon. And then you're supposed to click this on. Now you're going to have to kind of click it on the front set instead of the back set, because then this will hit into the elbow, but you can kind of clip it on right there. I mean, I guess it's all right. It's not the best, but it's all right. But let's get to the real show here. We can go ahead and clip on our chainsaw. Now, the way this connects on here, it clips right on, and it kind of like fits seamlessly into the hand to kind of make it feel like the full complete saw. I think that was done pretty well. I mean, he's got a chainsaw hand. I mean, just call him Ash Williams. Let's go. I love this. This is fantastic. I love that he's got a giant chainsaw hand. That's hysterical. Very, very cool. So I think these work well with this. Like I said, I do think the chainsaw is the more successful of the two. But this is okay. I mean, I think the shield looks a little cooler, but as like a bladed weapon, it's not bad. It could be a lot worse. And then, like I said, while you have these two, you can definitely store that on the back. So I appreciate that. But yeah, this guy's pretty great. I like him quite a bit. But we're not done. There's one more thing we can do. That's right. We can connect them to Kingohger as well. So you can pop the ladybugs off. And you can get some chainsaw arm action over here for Kingohger as well. So pretty cool there. What? That's not what you expected when I said there was one more thing? Alright, I got you. Don't worry. Let's go ahead and form Extreme Kingohger. Okay, so transforming Tarantula Knight. We're going to fold down the mask. We are going to flip the head back in like we're transforming him into Tarantula mode. We are going to just kind of flip out the legs. Make sure you flip these back around. And I didn't mention this, but there's a little cavity on the back of the hand. So as long as you have these lined up correctly, this little tab will pop into the hands there. Then you're going to rotate this 180 degrees. Bring this around. Rotate this 180 degrees. And then just kind of like form an X. So bring this up, rotate this, and just kind of, you know, something like that. You're going to take this and kind of bring this down, kind of like that. Then you're really just going to kind of bring these around like this. Flip these up. Kind of just like that. There's not even really much to it. So, yeah, that's it. Alright, so we have Legend Kingohger here with all of his sparkly goodness. We are going to kind of swing him around to the back. And we need to lift off the dragonfly, which can be kind of difficult with all the kibble going around, but we're going to take that down for a second. I'm going to push him forward. So we're going to bring in Tarantula Knight, and you can kind of see that on what was his crotch, there's kind of like a little track, and we are going to slide the dragonfly on there, and then we are going to use this track and this clip, much in the same way we had attached the dragonfly. So it's kind of a pain with all of the kibble from the beetle, but it can be done, I'm pretty positive. There we go. So that is attached, and that is it, kind of. It cannot take the back weight. It is way too much weight on its back. And it's just his feet hanging out up there. Looking weird. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot the most crucial piece. So we're going to bring this in and pull off. Whoops, there it goes. We got the gold crown. We have to rotate back the horns like so. And then this will just slide right over top. And there we go. Clip into place. I do like the crown. Honestly, the crown is what I was looking for Legend Kingohger, because I felt like there was so much chrome and gold that there should have been some kind of new mask. So, like, I honestly just want to take this and use it for Legend Kingohger. But this is Extreme Kingohger. I don't know why he's extreme. Honestly, it looks like someone was trying to do, like, a skateboard trick and started to fall down the back. You know, after drinking a Mountain Dew and some Doritos. I guess that's what makes it extreme. But it's just his feet hanging off there. And, you know, he's got the spider legs trying to look cool here, like making the X. But because there's so much kibble from Legend Kingohger, you can't even really see him. Like, all you see is Legend Kingohger with that guy's feet up there. It's weird. Like, if you could have done something... Let me move this up. Maybe if there was like a hinge here and you could have folded these pieces down to rest here, it would look more like cannons. What I've done, or what I've started doing, kind of bring this up, maybe bring this down a little bit. Let me try to configure this as best I can. Actually, did I go up and bend this down? And then I kind of put this something like that. And they kind of look a little bit more like cannons if you spin them around. Not much, but a little bit more. Because I can almost buy that these are like barrels of cannons or something like that. And if you push the feet down, it looks a little better. But I'll be honest, I mean, this is just so much kibble at this point. There's just so much going on here. Like I said, it cannot take all this weight on the back. If it wasn't leaning against something right now, it would have just completely fallen back. I liked all the chrome from Legend Kingohger, but there's so much kibble up here. I mean, you've got the Kuwagata legs, you've got this piece of beetle, you've got the dragonfly wings. Now you want to go and put spider legs back there. It just all blends into kind of a mess. It's just kind of a shame. I'm hoping the next combination will be better. And this isn't even with any of the auxiliary, or I'm sorry, guardian weapons. This is just the main 14. But it's just kind of a mess, honestly. I know we always joke about, oh, they always just do shoes. I think I would have rather had some shoes here because it needs more weight down below. It needs something to help it stand. And, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, flipping them around, I feel like that makes a world of difference. I can almost kind of see them as cannons. You know, and maybe these are like some magazines or something. I almost feel like I've seen something in sci-fi that has like maybe like a hand guard or something, and here's the cannon. I can almost see that if I flip them upside down. But it's just so much kibble and just, you know, insect legs and pieces everywhere that it just doesn't really look like much. It just kind of looks like a jumbled mess, honestly. So at the end of the day, I think this set's a lot of fun. I love God Tarantula. I think that mode looks fantastic. The two Guardian weapon modes, you know, for God Pete and God Cicada, they're fine. I think God Pete is definitely the better of the two. I think he looks better in bug mode and in weapon mode. Cicada's okay. I mean, this thing's okay. I kind of like the shield mode. That's, you know, how it kind of comes packed in the box. The Cicada mode's fine. I mean, he's okay, but I really think this guy's a lot of fun. And obviously the overall draw is God Tarantula, aka Tarantula Knight. And he's a lot of fun. I like him in all his modes. I just don't really like the combination with Legend Kingohger. I think Extreme Kingohger is kind of a mess. It's way too back heavy. It really needs some help standing. And just overall, I just don't think that combination is very good. I think there's going to be another combination down the road when that like castle thing comes out. And hopefully that's better. But as a standalone mecha, I think he's very, very cool. I think he looks great in the Tarantula mode, the robot mode. The weapons are fun. Everything just this set on its own is a lot of fun. It's just that combination with Legend Kingohger I just don't think is that great. But definitely still check this out. I think it's a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you picking this guy up? Did you already? What do you think? I really, really like the robot mode here. I think this looks really, really great. And I really do like the tarantula mode as well. It looks really cool as well. Very large and imposing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.